What's up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Deck Talk Podcast. And we kind of had a little change of events today or this week, and I know that these two people look very familiar. But I will say this, that we're going to be talking a lot today about the KBF National Championship, because these two people came in the top 100 there at Guntersville in the KBF. We won't say that there was only 87 people, but they came in the top. No, they did actually very well. But guys, this episode, let's take care of some business so real quick, because we got some. With Thanksgiving right around, everybody I know is going to be packing on that extra 10, 15 pounds. But the day after Thanksgiving, it's going to be time to spend some money, guys. So with that being said, one of our sponsors, we actually got quite a few sponsors that has reached out to us that we told them that we're going to be doing some advertising for Black Friday. And one of our sponsors reached out to us and said, hey, we got something going on. And that is Bruiser Bait, guys. Bruiser Baits is going to be doing a Black Friday sale. Everything is 20% off. Just use the code BLKFRI 25. Go get you some baits, because I tell you one thing, Pappy and I have sure caught a lot of fish this year. Using Bruiser Baits. I've been using them for the past 5-6 years, and that is everything that I have in my boat and on the wall that I have over here. So guys, go check them out and get you some baits. You're going to love them. But with that being said, I'm Colin Burnett.
I'm Pappy J. Hey, fellas, we got a this week we're going to do kind of a little salute to valor. It's going to be from my old unit back when 2012, 2013, when I served with 125 over in Afghanistan. We were kicking butt and taking names over there, I just say the least. But anyways, I want to thank all the guys, the men and women that I served with over there. I thank them, because they truly had you six, but we need some more. We need some more candidates. So if you would like to have your soldier recognized, you can email me at joshvaughn@decktalkpodcast.com, and we will definitely give them a huge shout out. This is we can't do what we do without them and what they have done for us. So thank all the soldiers, the veterans, and everybody out there. We thank you guys.
Heck yeah. And Pappy, I apologize for that. I was just lazy. I only had about 2 hours of sleep. Somebody worked me like a dog. And then somebody calls me wanting to ask about a hook. And so I answered the question, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So,
Oh, no.
so with that being said, we've got some list of people, but I was lazy today and did not get it done. So, but make sure you email Pappy. And Pappy, what do you need from them?
Just you name the soldier's rank, name, MOS, who they was attached to, what unit that they were attached to, if they served in any kind of theater, and it, like, again, Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq, whatever. We just want to push these soldiers out, because I feel like that there's not enough being said about our men and women in uniform. So, and it can be a veteran, it can be an active soldier today's time, so it doesn't matter, past or present, because it's all the same.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, I kind of gave a little introduction to these two Nebraska Sooners, is what I like to call them.
Are we the Sooners? We're the Huskers. You better get it right.
So
Dang.
It's our Nebraska hillbillies.
I know there's maroon, then the red. I mean, it kind of blends in, but it's not the same.
He's an Alabama fan.
Yeah, that's what happens. You're too close to Alabama. You got that crimson tide.
Yeah.
That's right. Roll Tide.
The person right down there. He is colorblind. 2, he is an Alabama fan.
I'm all the above.
Good luck.
Hey,
I'm all the above.
I'll tell you a quick little story about him telling me that he was colorblind. So we're loaded down probably 74,000 pounds of Little Debbie's, and there was no way this lot changed. It went from yellow to red. I mean, there was no way it was going to stop. And I was like, I said, well, that lot was orange. He says, heck fire, I don't know. He says, I'm colorblind anyway. So, so I've been riding around with him for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And he blows through a red light and he tells me that he's colorblind. So,
Hey, all I know is the top light means go and the bottom light means stop. The other one in the middle, that don't matter.
That means push the pedal farther.
I'm kidding about that, by the way.
Yeah. Before we get too quickly, I do want to say that we also have a Black Friday sale going on with Malone Autoracks.
Okay. Do you have the code?
I do.
Absolutely got the code. It's a really simple one.
She said it's the same one, so it's Team Mues 15 all together.
Hold on. So, all right, Malone's. So all I'm going to do is just do Malone's Team Mues. Sorry, guys, I'm doing this on the run. So, all right, Team Mues, what?
15.
And it's going to save you 20% on any Malone Autoracks product. That's anything. 20% off of a trailer would be a heck of a lot of a savings.
Yeah, say for instance, you get like a $2,000 trailer, you'll save $400 with the 20% off. If you jump up to a trailer that's worth say about $4,000, you're going to save $5,000. That's the big trailer that has everything and all the bells and whistles. It'll save you $1,000 off the trailer. So if you're looking for somebody that's wanting a great gift, they're in the kayaks, they were doing a lot of traveling, they want to carry their stuff to tournaments. It's the thing to do. It'll save them $1,000 and it'll help your pocketbook a lot. So just use our code Team Mues 15 at MaloneAutoracks.com.
That sale is good through December 1st. It's a Black Friday sale only.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. So, yeah, that would be a
lot of money. Yeah, that's what they've got. Roof racks, bed extenders too. I mean, it's not just trailers; they have a lot.
They have wheels too.
Yep,
you need wheels.
You can check everything out on their website. Anything they have on their website. Off of that.
And you guys you don't have to be confused because they have a fit your car guide. It's like it's a tool, and you put your make and model of your car inside there, and it'll tell you what works for you and which ones will work. So then you don't have to guess. So you can at least buy an angler a gift without telling them what you got them because it will allow you to put their make and model of the car inside there. And trust me, every angler, they're wanting a roof rack, a trailer because they don't want to haul it any other way. So.
Well, how much easier is it? Because Dustin, you used to just chunk those kayaks in the back of that Titan. So how much easier is it to have that trailer?
It's way easier. I mean, to where we're not taking up a ramp because how it used to be, we had 2 of the kayaks were stacked on top of each other, in the back of the truck, and I'd have to unload both of them, separate them. Then we'd have to get all the gear out of our cab of our truck, put it on our kayaks. And this is all while we're sitting at a ramp, blocking it. And their summertime hours come around, you're dealing with boats, jet skis, and everybody's trying to get in the water. Well, we're taking up that time at the ramp.
On it, but it's still
it's still a lot. Even coming off the water, we picked our times like, okay, nobody's coming in. Let's hurry up and go and get our stuff. But now all we have to worry about, we have a trailer. We can sit there, get everything rigged up out of the way from everybody, pull right down in the water, dump them off. I pull up part, we hop in, we go. So we're taking way less time at the boat ramp. It's a lot more, economical and everything. And really, the trailer weighed 200 pounds. You almost know it's like nothing behind your truck. It hauls perfectly.
You took it all the way. We took it all the way there.
All be able to pull that. a little 4-cylinder should be able.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah.
I think it was 200 pounds.
Yeah, it's 200 pounds. When I don't have the kayaks on, I can go to the back of it, pick it up, move it sideways if I
But
have to.
it's super heavy. It's super heavy duty, and I feel like
hey, Pappy. Now you just found out how he backs up the trailer. He just backs it up, and then if it don't go straight, he's just going to the back of it and straightening it back up.
That's right.
I mean, hey, rookies, what can you do with them?
Yeah.
I've had practice backing up. I've driven some semis and had to back them up too. So I know how it takes skill to do it in reverse.
The smaller the trailer, you guys go the worse.
Yeah.
I can tell you, it took some getting used to. People, we kind of wussed out a couple of the times. I was like, you know what? It's too dark. I can't get back on that trailer. But we initially, because there's different, they have different trailers where some are high, so it backs you right back. Some of them are the low bed where you can just drive up on there. I have a front motor, so I needed something, particular to what we use, but it really does. It looks pretty. We've taken it to, I don't know, like 5 different parades. People are like, that is so awesome. I just don't think they realized and this comes shipped directly to your house. I know this is not a Malone commercial, but the company has really treated Dustin and I so good. As the first lady on their team, they've really worked with us. Beth, we've met Beth. Beth was actually the title sponsor, I believe, for, it was Yak Attack, and Malone was the title sponsor for the KBF tournament we were in, and she flew in. So we actually got to hang out with Beth and Dustin. We assisted a little bit. There was a cool, oh my gosh, we can even get into it. One of the kids that was in the tournament, he was a young man. I would say he's,
I'm not sure how old he was. I mean,
maybe in his 17,
15,
16.
maybe.
I'm not real sure.
But he ended up driving, and I don't know if he didn't have his kayak strapped down right or not, or it came loose. Well, anyway, he looked back and his kayak was being drug on the ground behind the trailer. So it ruined his kayak right at championship.
And he had saved, the thing was, he had saved all his money to get.
Yep.
And I think everybody was moved by that. I mean, it's one of the cool things about Chad. If you don't know Chad Hoover and you're in the kayak industry, you probably, I don't know how you would miss him, but he's been the director for we were thinking we've done KBF for 10 years now. We were the 10-year OGs this time, and we were recognized as being, the
old school old folks.
Yeah. I felt like we got passed the torch a little bit this go around. But it is nice to know, we had 5 women that competed this time, and for the first couple of days, I kicked some butt, but day 3, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but Malone did step in for that boy, and so
I think during the whole end of the term, I think they ended up giving away like 3 of their trailers, and one of them was a new color, specially made. It's a green.
Kind of look like an army green,
like
color.
an OD green. It's a really cool look. Yeah, it's a really cool color. Yeah, and then they had an Eco-Light trailer, and then they had one just like ours, the off-roads up there. But they gave away the trailers. The kid that ended up dragging his trailer, well, then his bearing went out on his old trailer.
It was the worst luck.
I mean, he was just having trouble. He borrowed Chad's kayak and everything, so he could fish a tournament, and then his bearings went out. Well, they ended up making him basically put together his own trailer because they had an Eco-Light trailer.
He didn't know it. He worked his butt off to get that together for Chad.
Yeah, he was trying to do it for the show.
For him.
Yeah, and he was sitting there working on it, and then at the end of it, he's like, one thing he didn't know is that he was building his own trailer.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty cool thing that gave that kid something. I mean, somebody in need that wasn't meant to happen to him. He's been saving his money up, and bad things happen, and there's good people out there to take care of you.
That'll make him full circle though, because he is now like the youth organizer for the kayak division. So Chad's gonna put, I guarantee it. But I really saw the kid was completely moved. It was, I mean, if that was kind of what we took from the event, between that and Chad's personal story, there's cool things that happen too. I mean, Marty,
we got questions for you. We got questions. So don't just spill it all out.
Okay.
All right, so Pappy, let's go on. Let's get it going.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to thank Bruiser Baits for the sponsorship and what they do on for helping us out, and also on the giveaways that he gives to us to do this. But with all that being said, and Jenn and Dustin, what was y'all's strategy for fishing the Guntersville Lake during the KBF National Championship?
Well, our number one biggest strategy is you don't sore lip the fish you're going out there to catch. So I'm serious. We went the first day because we rolled into town. It was 3:00 in the morning, and by the time we went to bed, it was probably 5 because we had to get everything unloaded, everything situated. And by the time you wind down from a 17.5-hour drive, you finally fall asleep. So it was about 5, but the neighbors, I think, they all decided to wake us up 4 hours later.
Well, man.
They had some moon crickets, Pappy. They had some moon crickets.
Yeah. But
yeah,
anyway,
I'm from Nebraska, and I even know what that is. It was about that way.
But anyway, we got up and we started. We had 3 places because we fished Guntersville before. We did a trip down there in April, which Colin
We've been looking at this lake.
We've been checking it out.
Years,
you know, we got to figure out Guntersville, especially if you're going to drive that far. You better start figuring things out. So we looked at the map. We had 3 spots picked out. We picked our place where we were staying that was going to be close, and we just went the first day and just to see what they look like. You know, see if they look fishable. You know, if they're overgrown with grass, they're going to be a pain in the butt to paddle and, you know, run your motors. We weren't going to do it.
And one of our spots was just overgrown.
One spot
was so
like
low.
that.
Me and Dustin did so good in this area the last, not when we were there with Matt Dillon, but the actual when we competed.
The last national championship.
We did well there. Like, we didn't do well compared to everybody else, but we actually caught, I lost maybe the biggest fish I've ever seen visually in my life in this place. I really wanted to go back to it, but it looked like almost absolutely like we couldn't with a front motor, even with his motor on the back. I just thought it was going to be a wreck. Yeah. It was tons of and they have different grass. They have some crazy
grass. There's milfoil you can find it.
We're not. It's just something. I feel like we have to find a place that we really enjoy and that looks a lot like things that we have back at home, or we can't fish it. Like, we can't break it down the right way. So we also know the rules of fishing. And we were after bait. Oh man, we found the bait. Yeah. Oh my
we were
gosh.
Driving over and we looked at the place, and it was the first one that Jenn picked up. She wanted to go look at. And when we pulled up, it just looked like the water was dancing with shad. It's like, okay, here's the bait. If there's bait like this here, you got to realize that there's going to be every type of fish is going to be eating all this bait. So that's kind of like our first thing
that we've ever seen that much bait in our life. We've fished a lot, and this was like unreal, like something we've never really could. It was a magical place. Like, I think I only lost because I sat there and chased the shad for days. Like, I just thought so. I was sure that there was big bass there, and it turns out there really was. But it didn't. The second day, we had to really adjust our game plan because day 3 was going to start back at 0.
Right.
And for us, we had to. This sounds really kind of pathetic, but we didn't really want to burn out our spots. So we went to somewhere we knew that might hold fish so we could really fish and have a good time. But
if we didn't catch that many, it wasn't that big. It wasn't that big a deal. Or we ran into something, we figured something
it was a little better
out in a different place that we'd be like, oh, we're going here next time instead of the last place.
And maybe we should have chosen something that was a little bit drastically different. But I want you to know, I believe firmly, and Dustin does too, the fish existed in the place that we were at. We had a lot of challenging things happen to us, just different things, silly things from,
forgetting to change your card on your identifier.
Like some of my, like Dustin is in charge, bless his heart, for a lot of some of the things. I do the other things, right, that he doesn't do. We each take a chunk. Like, I am the mapping person. I really do look at a lot of mapping. I talk to a lot of people. I am very interested in, all of those things where Dustin's not as interested in that. The poor guy has to drive and read that map. And I don't do any of the driving because I'm kind of blind. But I just feel like we each had to make a distinct, and listen, depending on how one another does, if one of us is doing much better, they get to choose. I mean, that's just kind of the rule for us. I mean, if you're, day 2, Dustin kind of gave me some credit for really putting on a clinic and learning. We learned how to fish the grass there on day 2. Like, really, that's where the fish were. We just came to it a little bit late. Now, you have to have your fish uploaded. We were in a place, no service, and you have to have your fish uploaded. On day 2, if we would have had about an hour more, we were connecting dots. We started to really break down the grass. Everything started to become familiar. Actually, day 2 spot would have been absolutely magical in the event that we couldn't get to it. But we also dealt with some incoming winds and stuff.
The weatherman said it was supposed to be 25-mile-an-hour winds.
We don't have mountains where we're at, you guys. Like, what the heck was that going to be like?
Everybody's like, if the wind's out of the south or north on Guntersville, don't go on the main lake. So we're like, okay, where are we supposed to go? And
we really weren't on the main lake. We fished the coves. We fished.
But the wind still blew down them. I mean, it was different. I mean, you're always going to have a wind. There's no out of the wind on Guntersville.
I kind of think that played a big part.
Because it's in the valley. And so,
yeah.
I think that played a part of why I was kind of a chicken to get out there and get into the, what I want to call, like, it really wasn't the main lake, but it was the opening to the main lake. And there was a lot of people scoping in there, you guys. I don't have scope. I know they were catching fish out there, but I was more upset that part of my game plan was to fish initially this giant grass flat, and a guy was there fishing in my spot, and he really, I get really dead set on doing certain things in a certain way, and man, it just really broke me down. Day 2, I was really upset. The place we were could not hold more than the amount of anglers. Like, it was just too small.
yeah.
Well, and look, they have us on tracking. They don't want anybody treating. There's new stuff that we had this year that was a little bit unnerving. Like, I just need to ask Dustin something. Like, come around the corner. Like, what are the rules? Like, are you available to do this? Like, I was just really, you wouldn't believe. I take advantage and a sense of, all these rules and regulations. This is actually hard what we do. It's not easy. And I made a really big mistake on day 3. And part of the reason I didn't do good, we were exhausted. That same motel room that we stayed in, there was, 3:30 in the morning.
Some guy with a dog.
Oh,
sound like it was right by our door attacking somebody.
Oh, it was so bad.
That's not the one we told you about earlier.
No.
About, trying to bite my leg off, a little ankle biter.
It was just wild and crazy. I didn't get much sleep. Like, I even found myself on championship day, like, catching myself nodding off. You put your body through a ton. You're up early in the morning. You're 3:00 in the morning. My husband, bless his heart, is a go-getter. I will get there when I get there. Don't rush me, because all that rushing, I'll start forgetting things. We'll leave shit at the place. It won't be. But I think I finally have talked him into not being a really hardcore pre-fisherman, because I really do think that even in our spot, you guys, I met the guy that spent a whole week fishing our spot before tournament day, and the fish are there. They were there. He caught them all. That's my, I that way.
How did the weather pattern affect y'all's performance? Did it affect it, or did it?
The Sunday before the gentleman and all of the people that had practiced, they were like, this place was fire. Yep. That cold front came in and not a single bite. Y'all, I don't know, follow me on Facebook. Give me all the cold water tips that you can absolutely, Rita, lay down, that you can absolutely, get fish in cold water, because get down. She's going to get this over. My dog's like free petting herself on my leg. Scoot over.
So what was y'all's bait? What was y'all's bait selection on that y'all relied on the most before and after the weather came in?
Hey, before they answer this, they asked me what they need to be throwing, and I told them what they need to be throwing. and I'm going to tell you, Pat, and you're going to know what it is. Tony throws this a lot, primarily. All right, so you know what it is, right?
I throw this a lot.
Yes,
All right.
we've been throwing this a lot as well.
And I told him, the other thing is that I told him what you throw, what you like to throw. So you know what the two of the baits that I told him. So, all right, go ahead.
Well, we don't ever fish the same.
Well, okay. Like, to me, what the pre-fishing was, I replayed it on what I would do at home. Water temperature, all that. I'm like, there's all the shit. We got to match the hatch. So I decided to throw a rattle trap because everything with a shad, if you got a school of them, you throw that rattle trap in and kill it. Yeah.
We had 3.5 hours pre-fish.
Right.
We didn't pre-fish.
Well, we pre-fish because I caught a fish on a rattle trap. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I put my rod away. I know they're biting on it. I can catch them. And then Jen, same thing. She caught one fish, and it's like, all right, we're done. So 3 hours of pre-fishing.
So you giggle and laugh, but I'm already breaking down the other choices, right? So it might be funny that he only caught one, but I caught another, right? And we're using similar baits at that time, but then we switch things up because we've only got 3.5 hours. It is smart, to. But there's also.
Yeah, you done it right. But
well, and listen, we started to catch fish on other baits, right? Yeah. Like for me, I started to really I had a great day too on a spinnerbait, right? I needed something that I could pull. I really struggled. I'm an old school angler, right? I struggled with the gosh dang grass. Like it was all over, like just get off. You know what? I don't know why, but I can't leave a bait that I'm catching fish on for a new bait because I couldn't get the other bait to work. However, all the anglers essentially that did do well caught their fish.
Well, they caught on the same thing. They did. The only thing that they threw that we didn't was the chatterbait.
Was the chatterbait.
I threw a chatterbait. I didn't catch anything on a chatterbait.
But it needed to be a certain color.
It couldn't be the colors we had.
That's right.
Anything with chartreuse on it, get rid of it.
So then, and really, the older gentleman drift playing ball with us. We're sorry. The only reason, go sit down. Come on. The only reason that I would know this information is the gentleman was a local that I talked to at the dock. And he asked me, he knew I was really upset. I also actually got off the water too early because I didn't listen that we had until 4. I thought he said that, but then I just second guessed it. Anyway, I talked to the gentleman at the ramp, and you guys, he had caught a 14-pound bass. This is his personal best in the same area. A 10. He showed me pictures of 2 8-pound bass. Like I got to see more. I mean, the guy's like been there fishing his freaking legs off every day before the tournament, and then the guy that came and fished our spot tournament in the same place last year. I didn't go to KBF last year because my brother was really sick. It was the first one we really missed. Yeah. I had no idea that the gentleman that won KBF had fished that spot. I mean, that was like, I would probably never go there if I know that.
Part of our game plan. Once I got over there and saw the grass that was over there, I'm like, oh, this is good grass.
He did. The gentleman did.
We're going to go over there and start fishing it. Once 10 o'clock hit, inside where we were fishing, it shut down.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, it was just like a clock.
But we knew we would have to move to grass later because we found the bass in the grass later in the day, right? Later in the mid-morning time of the day. I looked over there, and that guy, he was a really nice guy. We met him. He was but man, he was in my spot. He's like, "Oh, honey, you could have come over here." And he was from South Carolina. He had kind of sounded like y'all, but a little more. Anyway, he said, "Oh, I would have I need somebody to talk to."
And he's like, "I was expecting."
I said, "Sir, I'd never let anybody fish my spot, so I could not do that and come ruin it for you." So, I mean, he ended up getting 27. He caught all his fish from that spot.
Hold on. Steven says when the glitter boats were running on Saturday, they cut up the eelgrass, and that's when the grass became challenging. Steven, were you fishing the? I don't know.
He was probably the guy that tried to run us over. No.
What was the last name?
Sturgeon. He's from Illinois.
So we
I don't think I remember.
So we kind of realized that the boats were tearing it up, okay? Because like day one, notice that at first it kind of looked like you could tell like somebody with a chatterbait was there fishing because it looks like crabgrass. It'll pluck the whole grass plume out and then it floats on top, right? Almost like you see those black mud ducks go in and kind of tear stuff up, but different. You could totally tell that there had been, and then the big boats came in and started fishing those areas, and it was nothing but like you were having to pull grass off every half the day. You spent a lot of time removing stuff off.
In the morning, the water's clear because, of course, there's nobody out in the water.
And chatterbait
so all the eelgrass just disappears, and then you're fishing for about 2 to 3 hours, and as soon as that's up, you start looking, you'll start seeing more grass show up while all the anglers are out there pulling their chatterbaits and ripping their rattle traps through all that eelgrass, tearing it up, and it just starts floating and going with the current.
You can tell right where everybody's pre-fished. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but we noticed afterwards, I mean, you could really, after we had spent that many days, we just, you know what, we needed 2 more days, a day.
We would have figured him out.
We really had, and you asked my husband how many times I wanted him. We couldn't find what I was looking for. I'm a huge jackhammer fan, and I'm a chatterbait fan. I honestly, I have a story, and I don't know if I want to tell it, but I'm so disappointed because on Championship Friday, I got out too early, guys. I got out. I was confused. I really should have just texted Chad because I had texting ability. I don't know why. I kind of panicked, right? Like sometimes I could chat to ask him a question because I was really wanting to make sure that my location was on. I had a weird message come up about my privacy, and they had changed things. So he checked, everything was fine. But I don't know why. On day 3, I championship, everything counts. Like I just crapped the bed. I could not get anything to bite. And the real truth was it was so overly fished. It was just beat to heck. I mean, the day 3, the whole place was muddy and crappy and torn up. The people, as soon as they found out the kayakers were in there catching fish, the boats came in, and I was like, and I'm not trying to be rude, but I was like, well, I didn't catch anything up in there anymore. It was really muddy. By that time, I chased all the bait. I used an A-rig. I used everything. I thought it would, and I enjoyed throwing that A-rig. I scared bait up. I saw the bass jump up. I know that I caught some white bass in there. I guess they were white bass or whiter. But anyway, I got off of the lake. My kayak is really heavy, fully loaded. The ramps are really short, like it's a 1 boat ramp. You wouldn't be able to put 2 boats on it, and it's very to drop them.
It's not like Goose Pond where you can put 14 boats in at a time.
No. I mean, this is just a little dip of cement down into the lake, and you go.
Just a little ramp in the back, or in a slough is pretty much all it is.
I was in a slough. I specifically looked for 2 sloughs in the area I fished. I fished one side of us. I fished 2 sloughs. That's where I fished. When I was coming back, I met a gentleman. We parked let's say 4 car lengths over. Pretty close to the ramp, maybe 40, 50
we're the first ones there, so I'm like, I'll pull farther away. So the next people that come in later on in the day, when they pull their boat trailers up, they'll have room. So I took the farther one away. that's no big deal to me.
There were just 4 spots kind of penciled in right there. So he took the farther away one. And it was fun. I see his, I didn't know that till now, his analogy of it. But anyway, I couldn't pull it. There was a couple logs down there that people had put by the water, and I could not, I think, prevent it from scraping the ramp probably. That's why they're there. But there was big dig. I couldn't get my boat over it. That's where I met a couple of the gentlemen at the ramp. They came into the lake, dumped into the lake. Dustin and the other gentleman were still fishing because it was still competition time. I was out too early. I made a mistake. anyway, I can't get Dustin to help me. So I have to slowly pull my boat up. Anyway, I get everything and I start taking things off, everything I can. He hasn't unlocked the pickup, so I'm taking it back and forth. I take my shirt off. I'm in cold weather gear. Now it's heated up and it's hot. I take everything off. We can't take our gear off because they want you to keep your life vest on. So I take everything off. I start putting things in the back of my truck, which now is a big no-no because apparently that's where people take your stuff. Anyway, I did meet a gentleman. He said, "What's up?" I looked at him. I made eye contact with him. The other people were gone. But I had started to take everything from my kayak and take it to the pickup. And the last thing that I did not take is I had tied up everything, all the lures that we bought in Guntersville and my chatterbait box. I tied it in a sack. And when I came back to get it, the guy was I don't want to think everybody are bad. So I noticed that he acted kind of weird, right? He got in his boat extra quick. Most of the people stop and talk to you or have a conversation. But this guy was in a hurry. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Hopefully he didn't steal my stuff. You know what? I believe the gentleman took my stuff. I believe he took my bag of chatterbaits. I no longer have a single chatterbait to my name. Plus all of the, lures that we had bought specifically for Guntersville and didn't really get to because we had found stuff that had worked. But I was the first time I've ever had my stuff taken from me. So,
alone,
I tied it up.
And somebody would have the nerve to reach into somebody's boat or a kayak and take a bag of lures just knowing that it's not theirs and be like, oh, these are mine, and take off and go out in the water. I mean, that to me is just...
Anyway, long story short, hang on your stuff.
Watch your stuff at the rails. Make sure it's
these
all
places, I did call my buddy and I asked, like, oh yeah, I really think this gentleman took my stuff. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'll just say this. I hope that he loses every single one of them lures in that water. It gets hung up, breaks every single one. I hope he catches the biggest one of his life and then it breaks off at the boat.
That's right. Comment no.
No, I just don't like people stealing. I mean, if you need something, I'd rather you just ask me. And
I actually went above and beyond and told the guy I met at the boat ramp, and he's like, I did see that boat. It was a little mini, you guys have never seen one before. It was a little mini John boat. Like, it looks like it, I had to look it up. So I don't know anything about John boats. Like, I just wanted to find one that I took notes in my head. Like, this was a small little tiny John boat, pointy on the front, a one-seater, a gray motor. How do I know those motors? Because we have to do art for that. Like, it was an old boat, like an 8-9-footer, a mini little thing, a silver thing. Dang it. The other friend of mine told me that they have a lot of death that happens at the boat ramp. And the guy that was there told me he had full rods and reels walk away from his boat. So you can't store your stuff. And I tied it. I thought I was being good by tying it, but I could only carry so much. I had my rods, I didn't ever think that guy would take that. Like, it just didn't. Right off the boat ramp. I know I hurried. That was like 7 or 8 trips that I made to come back and forth. I'm just dumb and why did I take my lures first? What the heck?
I'm happy to answer your question like on the lures.
Oh.
I caught more fish on different lures. It was never the same lure. I caught one on a chatterbait, a red and pumpkin chatterbait. I caught one. Well, I caught 3 of them in a row on a new hammer trap by Bill Lewis.
I caught this on the hammer trap too.
That was the only thing I can get them to bite on. They bust from the schools of the shad. I caught them one fish on a buzzbait. I couldn't buy a topwater bite.
I couldn't either.
Listen to all the other anglers talking about how it was a topwater buffet, and I'm like, what in the heck? Everything I learned about fishing topwaters, when the fish are busting on topwater, you want to throw something out there on top where they're busting and you'll catch them. I didn't catch nothing.
And the gentleman told me too, he's like, no, not here. He's like, you can throw over him. He told me, he's like, but you almost have to drop right through him and go underneath before you get someone to pick it off. And he tried talking to us, but by that time, heck, it was time to go. And you're so tired by that time. You've only got so much time to wrap it up. And now, did really good on deck. Now, I wish in the future, let's go 3 days, because the compilation of all the fish we caught, man, we would have done better than just day 3.
Day 1, I mean, she caught 20, well, it was almost 19 and a half, I think.
You got some lunkers.
I caught at 21 and 21 and a quarter, and then day 3, I caught 21 and a half.
But it stopped after that.
Well, no, it was just a sporadic bite for us where we were at.
We worked really hard for the fish, and then, at that point, day 3, where he kind of had it where it was going to start back at 0. I was really glad that we played it like I did. I'm kind of a little greedy. I'm bad because we could really, man, I want to win. But oh my gosh, the places that we fished were freaking magical.
Yeah. Steven said he said that he said, yes, I fished around the Preston Island on Saturday, and then he said that he had a lot of exploring Raccoon Creek for one day, Mud Creek another day, and drove 1,000 miles for 7 fish, but he had a blast.
I'm telling you, that's the way it is, folks. I don't know what we caught, but let me tell you, you are in God's country when you get in these.
You got that right.
I just want you to know, like,
once you get out in the country,
it hit me like out there, and we were in an area. You know what? We didn't have anybody by us. Maybe a couple of people here and there, but we were off, and that's always kind of a good indication you might not win when nobody else is around, except for we knew this place held bass. This was a fantastic bass. I think we would have done the guy that pre-fished and won whatever I told you, the guy that was on my grass path there. He had been there for 8 days pre-fishing the same area. You
think they'd have a time limit on something like that?
They're changing stuff. I seen some talk today.
Some stuff changing with the KBF. I mean, they have new people put in different places. I mean, it's not just Chad having to do it. He finally realized, you can't run a ship with all these people, by yourself. So he's actually set aside people to do certain things. Like one of them was Marty Hughes. He's like vice president of operations, like
Marty's
right under Chad.
And
Marty Hughes, and he's a stick. He's one of the OGs.
We work with Marty for Kayak Bicycle Trade. That's where we do. That's where we did your advertising. And I think, honestly, for me, nobody will ever tell me any different. I think that's where people really heard and still continue to hear about the TikTok podcast. I believe.
I think it's the artwork.
And then like.
Maybe.
And then Mark Fenner, he's the one that's in charge of the tournament aspect of it, and kind of like a tournament director would be, I think. Don't quote me on it, but he's getting everything figured out for our challenges and all that stuff, and trying to figure out what everybody wants to do. And I think they might start a trail.
In New York, though, and he's a real talker. He talks funny.
But they might start up a KBF trail again, where they're kind of thinking about it. I mean, isn't it written in stone yet? But I think it's going to be coming back. So I think everything's going to be way better in the future, just because we get the right people put in the right places.
I think Marty is the mover and a shaker. Marty is going to make. Marty's originally from Nebraska. I mean, he is really who got Dustin and I started into kayak bass fishing altogether. We were the only people in Nebraska that even fished from a kayak, much less caught fish, and actually, did really well at it. Marty and Dustin share a birthday. He honestly took us out catfishing. He even had he showed while we were talking about that to Beth. He actually had the pictures of when he took Dustin and I out. Dustin caught this like 50-pounder. It was a massive 25.
It was one of the ones I caught out of.
It was really
just helping you out.
It was.
But speaking of birthdays, though, somebody had a birthday while y'all was down there.
Marty will pop on here.
I'm thinking it's probably around 25 pounds. Be my guess.
It was a lunker.
It was big.
It definitely wasn't a bass. It was a blue channel catfish. It was a big catfish.
Yep.
Anyway, we went out and we caught a whole bunch of fish in the middle of the night. It was crazy. There was a storm. I thought for sure we were going to die, but Marty brought us back safe and sound. So, take over as the vice president of KBF, and I don't know who all knows that, but it's a real good deal. Marty is a very intelligent man. He's been anything from a PE coach when we were kids to a superintendent to he is very good at what he does. And Marty's run kayak by sole trade, and if you're looking for a kayak, that's one of the places that you can find him, you know. So we have to give him a little bit of a plug because Marty's a real good dude.
So how were y'all able to kind of work together and contribute to both of each other to kind of, I mean, because y'all caught, I mean, y'all didn't catch a lot of fish, but y'all did catch some like decent sized fish.
We're just so proud of ourselves for going from Nebraska to a place we've really, I mean, we've been at Guntersville, but we didn't even fish the same
We went to Guntersville during a cold front.
Yeah. And I just wish it would have been a little
better
warmer.
weather than what we had at home when we ran into the same weather. We
left 80 degrees to come to 50 and 40 degree temperatures to fish in. Like,
but y'all did get to see something that y'all don't see that much. So actually trees changing colors.
Yes, that was, I wouldn't change that for the world. I thought that for us was, gosh, that was magical for me.
There's a lot of times you just want to put down the fishing rod and get a camera out and take
just lay there and look
picture,
at it.
Oh, you're like, oh, I got to turn with the tri-winds. You just keep fishing.
I think half the reason I did so bad is because I'm an adventurer. I can't stop. I have to get to the end of the slough. It's a problem. I honestly had people be mean to us though. And shame on you, Alabama. You have the meanest anglers on the sides of your shores. What is your problem? I said good morning every morning, and not a one of those 12 people said hello to me. Well, what in the heck?
You should have said War Eagles, and they would have hollered at you.
No, you don't either.
I will tell you. As soon as I got out of Guntersville, everybody was nice. So I think they were just mad that I was fishing in their spot and I caught bigger fish.
I mean, it is what it is.
Young kid, I had my braids in and they were just jerks. I'm like, good morning.
I did too.
They had to have been Tennessee fans or Georgia fans.
They were from Alabama.
The only thing I
just because they're fishing there don't mean they're from there.
Yeah, they were our Nebraska sticker for our motors on our kayaks were orange. They might have thought we were from Tennessee.
Then you're lucky they didn't shoot at your kayaks then.
Yeah, for real.
They just stole the chatterbaits out of one.
Yeah.
Well, and those were definitely locals. These were old men. They were definitely old people. I wouldn't say old as in, this is me, and I'm not trying to be rude. I would say late 60s, 70s, late 50s. People were about that age. I tried really hard. I was like, I'm certainly not going to ask them what they're catching anything on because it looked like they were live bait fishermen, you know. But I promise you, when I got to go through the gate, everybody cast in at the same time, so I couldn't go. Like when I went to go through, I think it's because I'm a chick.
Underneath the road.
They would all cast into the middle so I can figure out which way to go.
Just go straight.
Yep.
You have right away.
I was like, oh, they are being so rude. I did have a guy save me. I didn't realize that the bridge I went under scraped your freaking rods.
Well, one side did. One side was lower, and then
the day before, I'm like, no way.
You can go through the middle and the other side, but the one was short.
The water fluctuated. Is that what happened? I didn't really know. But I scraped my rod, and I was like,
someone probably didn't drop while y'all were there.
Well, and some grandpa was like, your rods! I'm like, oh my gosh! So he did save me. So he cared about my rods. Maybe not me, but my rod. So, well,
Husker fans, that's what he was probably saying.
I'll tell you, you guys, it's really nerve-wracking. You're in a different place. You don't know where the rocks are. You don't know how deep it is. You don't know where the fish are. I mean, you're trying to just finding a place to eat we enjoyed ourselves though. I promise you it's a good time to get away. It was nice that we didn't have any service some of the time while we were there. And
when you wanted it.
I could have asked, I think I got out too early on day 3, but as a whole, guess what guys? Get those out so we can show them. We both made the top 100, and that is Dustin made the top 50, which is epic, right? But these are our trophies. I want to show you, these are measuring boards from Catch. We use Yak Attack ones, but we ain't got any problem with Catch. I have a Catch board. Oh, let me show.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is heavy duty, guys.
Well, I believe the reason like their trophies, they don't want you to use them in the tournaments because black's the hardest one to see fish on. So I think they discontinued them with use in your tournaments. That's why they made them more of a trophy this year, which is real. I like the black, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, that one's I'm
Yeah,
super
that's pretty cool.
Nobody can, and you know what, you guys, we do this and we don't cheat. Okay, we don't cheat. People watch us like crazy. People, we have been judged extra hard. Have to be extra good at our job because we are watched because there's two of us. Okay.
I have a real question that I really want to ask y'all on this one. So being from Nebraska, and was there any specific techniques that you guys did master on this lake that you finally said, okay?
The grass. We really did break down the grass, and they were in the grass. The fish were in the grass.
I mean, and the one lure that I threw that I never throw, and I mean, you'll guess it, it's the A-rig. We don't throw them around here. I mean, I probably should, but here you're only allowed 2 hooks on your A-rig. So you only got 2 hooks that are dangling on the bottom. Most likely is where you're going to put them.
You have to have a certain rod to throw it.
Yep, and then in Alabama, you have all 5 hooks, and that's what we're going for. And I caught 1 fish. My very first fish on day 3 was on the A-rig, and after that, I kept throwing it, and I'm like, they're not biting on this. It's too heavy. My arm's starting to get sore from doing it. It's like, no, we'll hang it up, and if I start seeing schooling fish again, I'll pick that thing back up.
We had so many schools. We were just bound and determined to try to catch that. And I feel like they were there. I feel like it was just like, gosh, searching for a needle in a haystack because the bait was just. Dustin even got sick. Like he really started.
We don't really get sick. It disorients you. Like you look in the water and you're expecting to see the grass in there, the eelgrass. Well, then you have eelgrass moving. Then you have the school of threadfin shad going the opposite direction, swimming, and then you got another school going another direction.
You can see it. It was amazing there.
When you looked into the water, it was like one of those pictures that move. You're supposed to see stuff. Exactly what the water would look like if you look down.
It's a virtual reality.
And it was the craziest thing. I've never seen that many big fish in my life. No. You can see
I caught him with a treble hook. Yeah. They're like, as soon as I caught one, I was like, let's buy this. Like, what's it? I literally went and I matched. We found 2 lures. We had.
What's our 2 lures we got?
We had 2 lures. We had 2 lures.
That was the hammer traps.
They similarly matched the body shape, and then we had another lure. Anyway, I broke the only one I had, but it caught fish. We caught the most fish on that single.
It was an old Rapala. Yeah, Rapala, one of Hot's garage divers.
I broke mine now. I had it's a wood one.
On them.
I went all in and tossed her on a rock, and she went crack and boom, and that was it.
Most of it don't last long.
Hey, Dustin, when you're catching those stripers up in Nebraska?
Well, we don't have striper. We have wiper and white bass. We used to have striper in Lake McConaughey, but they haven't had any in there.
Well, when you're catching those, throw that A-rig and get 2 of them suckers on there.
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I want my rod back. I'm telling you. I just felt like we're gonna latch it to a lump. They were there. We couldn't connect. We really. I was really happy though for me. You moved up 50 more places because you made the top 100 a couple of years ago.
Right.
I did not. This time, I made the top 100. I think it's just up from here. As long as you can, we got it down.
You can only get better. You can't get better.
I really think that we just honestly we really could not fish the way we needed to based on sharing, and maybe we just sucked. But also, we're limited in deep water fishing for using sonar like that.
And you also got to think, our limits. It's not just based on, tournament limits. It's based on us as wherever we go, we're both fishing the same area. it's not me going out as a single angler being like, okay, I got this juicy spot all to myself. You can go fish here and here. Well, we got to find a place where
we do
both
it
of us
like
can
as a
fish.
means. And I told Dustin, now that we're getting a little better, we don't leave each other. And I think it's a safety thing. We've had problems. Like my motor, it just quit. I mean, poor Dustin had to come get me multiple times. You'll see him turn all the way around because he had to come and get me because I went through such thick grass, hogged my motor until I blew the breaker because I have something that's, not set up correctly. But I'll tell you, we tried hard, and I think we're really, I don't know, we didn't win, and I'm not even sure what the guy actually won. What, did you ever find out what he won?
I'm not sure.
Steven says it was his first time that he got to go fish, and the bass was
What's Steven's last name again? Who is this guy? Sturgeon.
Yeah, he's on here pretty much every week. And Steven, and I have not forgot. I got to send you your bruiser giveaway that we done a couple weeks ago. We
fired.
And Pappy can contest. We've been working like crazy ever since these Christmas trees came out with Little Debbie's putting these Christmas trees out.
Oh, yeah.
And
you gave me my birthday present, but you forgot.
It's big Deborah season.
Yeah. So I have not forgot about you. I actually have them sitting on my desk here, Steven. I will get them to you. So, but I know Michelle, she was jealous of you, Dustin, because you got to have an up close encounter with some wildlife.
Oh, yes. I mean, it wasn't too close. I mean, my camera didn't zoom in enough. I mean, it was close enough, but seeing the river otters for the first time was pretty fun. That was pretty cool.
She's convinced. You got to take her now.
Huh?
She's like, you're getting a kayak boat.
I ain't getting
my video shows them that there's just a family of 3, and next thing you know, they're swimming up to a log, they're kicking the turtles off, and they're looking up, and I'm like,
didn't really mind them,
no, they're used
really
to them.
weird.
And they're like trying to see me, and I'm like, are they gonna come get in my kayak? I'm like, what's going on?
They were super friendly.
It was cool.
There was eagles there. There was they had they had mink. They were the reddish brown colored mink. It's the fall there, so all the stuff's falling out of the trees. Like I was tripping out the first 2 days. I kept hearing, what? I was like, what the hell is it? I don't know, the bird life there. Oh my gosh, it was a beautiful place.
I thought you might have been talking about them tree chickens.
No,
whatever. We saw a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad that y'all had fun. I wish that I knew that Steven was there because we would have invited him to come and eat. We actually went out to eat. When was it? On Thursday, I think, wasn't it?
Took me out for my birthday. It was my birthday party.
Thursday night, yeah.
One of them nights, it all kind of ran together. But we,
Colin had the whole place sing "Happy Birthday" to me and "Yeehaw" at the same time.
It was a good yeehaw.
It was the entire place.
But I mean, it was good food. So, but
it was good.
It'd been nice if I should have asked people on my Facebook who's going to be down there, and we could have had a big deal to where we could have met up.
Big enough. The whole place was singing. I was just like, oh wow.
So, what? I got people messaging my. Yeah, well, definitely. If you're, let me know, Steven, if you're going to be in it next year. So, what kind of what were you able to take, like stuff that you learned? Are you going to be able to take stuff that you learned from Guntersville back up to Nebraska and be able to use, because different techniques and stuff does translate to different parts of the country. So are y'all going to be able to take some of the stuff that you learned down on Guntersville and use that in Nebraska?
So here's, and I'm going to tell you something. Where we normally fish, people in my area, if anybody's fishing, I'm sure Matt's on there, and he knows because he's seen the map of where we fish. That grass and stuff in the upper west end of our area is very familiar. We know that's where the bass are coming in. We know that's how to fish it.
Right.
We should have found more areas. On day 2, that area was full of grass. The farther, like I said, though, we got to it too late. We really lollygagged around. It was very hard on a championship to not fish your honey hole. We were really struggling, like mentally, like, should we do this? This is a part of our game plan. Like, we leave those fish and find new fish? There's a lot of decisions. And 2 of us, like, whoever's ahead at that time, I really respect Dustin. If he's caught a lot of fish and he respects me just as much. I did really well on day 2. He trusts my map skills. I've really worked hard finding these places. The guy that caught him, he was such a good gentleman. What was his name? Wyatt?
Oh, the Wyatt Hammond.
Wyatt Hammond. He totally sat right behind me, told me exactly how he caught his fish.
And it's funny because the way we caught his fish is the same way we catch our fish here.
It really is.
It's almost.
Now, you fish more the open part of Guntersville, and he just made a smart decision to fish all the nooks and crannies, in an area that had more nooks and crannies, and he capitalized that. He caught a lot in those areas, and he told me the color. I was really only off on the color. I kept demanding that I had to have that damn chartreuse and that white, and I caught fish, but it just.
I think, like, as like the time was going on, and I even told y'all that where y'all had to stay to be close to where y'all had to check in and stuff like that, to where you're not having to drive forever and a day.
They want you to work for it. They definitely do.
But if y'all would have been able to stay like with us, I think, like, I would have told y'all to fish the Nickajack Dam, the Guntersville side of Nickajack Dam, and
I told Dustin about going
after. I would have just gone after smallmouth because
I didn't see one smallmouth through the tournament that was caught. I didn't see any up in there. Like, they're definitely in the spot you're talking, because nobody had that.
Yeah, well, that's
Nobody
what I would, because my thinking on it is y'all had over 100 people that were fishing that tournament, and they were pretty much in that whole general area. And then, especially when you had
a lot of the people that were the winners, they were in the same area for sure.
Right, but from what I was seeing, it was like people were catching like 22 and a half to like 20 to 22 and a half was like their big fish. Was their big fish. But I believe that you could have went below the Nickajack Dam on the Guntersville side. You could have consistently been catching 18.
Well, you fucked up, because that might be my spot next year. So put a lid on it. But really, I'm all about that. The backside.
Well, I'm sure that he's not the only one that knows the fish are there at Nickajack Dam on the Guntersville side.
No, because Dustin Connell kind of opened the can on that one when during Redcrest, and where he just blew them out of the water. But y'all could have done the exact same thing. And
you know what? Had we been smart, like if I told Dustin about that, right? I'm like, man, it was like a 2-hour out of your way to get back to that place where you're talking about.
Yeah, well, that's the reason. But
it would have been way smarter.
If it would have happened to where y'all would have, like how we were planning, to where y'all was going to stay the whole trip with us, that would have been a perfect area, because you would not have really had that many.
It was so far away. That was just a mess.
Yeah. So But
you have to adjust your timing to get out of the water on time to drive that distance to get back to Texas.
And he wants you to do that. That is the kind of game plan he wants you to have. You guys, I am also a, keep it simple, stupid, a KISS follower, right? I keep it that way because you will be so like you try to listen to all these people, and by the end you just got to do what you know how to do, and that's
well, I mean, you got to go by your gut, anyways. But I think that's and this is just my opinion. This is nobody else's opinion. I think it's kind of crazy when you have to enter the fish, but then you have to go and check in after each day.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I don't understand that part.
no, I mean,
the physical check-in is right. The physical check-in is on day pre-tournament check-in because they got to check your measuring board and make sure you don't have a faulty measuring board that's got inches cut out to make your fish longer and all that. So you got to have a certified board, and that's just to make sure everybody's there, everybody knows the rules, and then they send you off. And then day 1 and day 2, we didn't have to check in physically. You did it with your phone because we turned on our location service so they knew where we were at all times. So they knew somebody wasn't left out on the water. They could go on, check all the anglers that are in the tournament with it on, and see where their little blob's at. And if it's not on the water, it means that they're safe, they're on land, they're not in the water anymore, and it just keeps track of people. So that was our way of checking in on day 1 and day 2. Now on day 3, they had to have a physical check-in because they needed you there. There's a time to be back, so your casters will be certified at a certain time. If you go past that, then they get DQ'd, and then you'll move down in placement. So we'd only have to worry about before, and then on that day 3, making it back in time for the physical check.
And we were struggling to get our fish uploaded.
Right, because I only found service at one spot on the bridge, and if you move from it, you got turned around with the wind, it wouldn't work. And as soon as you turn your kayak around, it started working again.
And you needed to put those in because they had hourly bass, big bass stuff going
on. I checked one. I'm like, I caught it right before the hour change, and I'm looking, and it's by the time I get this loaded, it's going to be that right at that 59. I'm like, let's see if anybody's going to beat me. I look, somebody's got a 20-inch fish. I'm like, yes, I got a 21 and a half. I'm going to get big bass for the hour. I submit it, get to the bridge, and it's going through. It goes through. I look at my clock. I'm like, yes, it's still a minute left. I get back on, refresh the page, and somebody put a 22 and 3/4. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I checked right before.
Yeah, I thought we had some big $500 check. I'm like, I
was getting gas money, and I got snooped.
Yeah, yes.
So, well, we've had y'all on for over an hour, and
that's not normal.
Yeah, it is. And so Jerry did say she learned not to talk to the bank fisherman. He. So yes, she did. She did.
Yes. You went.
But Pappy, you wanna ask our last question, brother?
Absolutely, yeah. It'd be my pleasure to. So Jenn and Dustin, y'all know the routine.
Oh yeah.
If there was one person here or there that you could fish with for a day, who would it be?
Nope, you first.
Nope. No, I was first last time. I was first last time.
Dustin was first last time.
Nobody asked you.
It was true. You made me go.
Yep.
You guys, I know this is a little bit of a story, but for my birthday, my girl, she put together a video calling you were not part of it, so you hush up.
I'll tell you, I'm still pissed off at her just to let her know. I almost messaged her on TikTok and said, we're not friends anymore.
She did make me the most incredible. If you want to go to my TikTok and see it, I'm the real queen on TikTok. But you'd have to sit through 17 minutes of a handful of my friends. I don't know, 25, 20.
Is that drama queen?
Drama.
Anyway, so at the very end, there is a video from the Bill Dance wishing me a happy birthday.
That's awesome.
And you guys, I'm supposed to be going to the championship the next morning. She called us late. She forgot about the time change. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so special. So I don't think I've ever been.
It wasn't.
I don't think I've ever been so moved in my life to have.
She's done a good job. It would have been better if she would have had Pappy and myself on there telling you happy birthday.
Hey,
but,
you guys go to the post and put your video down. I will tell you, the people that didn't actually.
There's some people that didn't understand the assignment, and they actually called her on Messenger and sang her happy birthday.
They sang to me like they
instead of doing it on video for Dalen, they actually called Jenn and did it for her.
So she people men were calling me. I have a lot of fishing buddies, right? They were all calling me and singing. I'm like, well, that was terrible. It was so great though. Like, thank you.
You're on the interstate,
And people are singing. Men are singing to me. It's ladies, my mom's friends. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is so weird. And then people are like, did you get that video from your daughter? And I'm like, what? You're like, did you get that video? She's working on something great. Did you get it? I'm like, well, thanks for ruining it. I didn't get it yet. So when Bill came on at the last, I was like, this is not real. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I have been really fortunate. I have been bugging these people since Dustin went to his first tournament of champions like 12 or 14 years ago. And they believed in me, and they have followed me and my family around. And Pamela loves us, Colin. She gives us the time of day every time we stop. And they have cheered us on. They all text us. They all love us. And we are pretty lucky. We really are.
So, all right, Dustin. Well, you never did say who you wanted to have for your.
Well, let's have some fun with this one. I'm going to say, I'm going to go fishing with. I'm going to have to go fishing with Donald Trump just so he can say that bass is huge.
This episode's gonna blow
It's a huge bass.
Yeah. So that would be funny. You need to. I think you know what I'm talking about. You need to do something with that. AI does wonders. So I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, they probably already have it. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
but that would be huge. That would be huge.
Yeah.
So,
I could go with John Cena, but no one would see him.
You guys want to hear something incredibly?
But
I could keep going for days.
Yeah. So,
Now, Pappy, you make sure you come along the next time we go and do stuff because it's going to be a good time.
Well, I'll say this. This past year for Pappy, it has been a whirlwind. And so, to say the least, they from sickness to death and grandbabies coming, another one coming on the way.
That's why they gave us you, and now you got us now.
And so, so I'll say on his behalf, though, that he's had a lot of stuff on his plate, and so
we still chugging along though.
Yeah, so pray for his wife for having to deal with him, and so and then pray for his partner has to deal with him in the truck.
Nah, don't worry about him.
You deserve it, Colin. So we know that.
But yeah, so I'll take up for him on that. And that was we were talking about it in the truck, and he's like, man, I wished I could, but they and then he's got a boy that's graduating high school. When we were going to do that, he was having to get stuff ready for their senior night for football. And so that was the reason he's like, if I didn't have to do this. And so,
I can't wait for that to spill out. Secret for a while.
Jerry says y'all make a heck of a crew. Hunter and I love cutting up with y'all. We
love you too.
Both of them. Yeah. And so, but Jerry, I'll say this: if you go and check, well, I don't know what he's on. I don't know what he's on, but I won't even say that because then
he's just trying to cut us off to have a longer episode than him.
There's only been one person that we've had on that I think that could run the money for time frame with Jerry, and y'all would probably come in third or fourth. But I won't say. I'll just say one. We done an recorded episode, and we were going to the second question at 33 minutes into the thing. So I'll just say that.
It's gonna be
it was question number 2. We still had 8 more.
So, but that's going to be one heck of an episode. It's going to be a special.
Yeah.
We heard you ditched your family, Pappy. Okay, excuse me. All right, my God.
So I do want to say this. We're going to be recording or having a recorded episode come out Monday. We're going to have the owner of Firefly Outdoor Marine. We're going to be talking. They're going to have a Black Friday sale, so we're going to be talking about it as well. They have these new torches that's coming out that you can spotlight something from like 400, 500 yards away and it goes on your boat. It can go on a kayak. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you can get power to the light, you're going to be spotlighting whatever. Pappy's going to use it for deer hunting. And so, but
they need to.
He's going to be like, awesome.
So we're going to be having that air Monday. It will not be alive, but make sure you check it out. It's one heck of an episode. We're going to talk about their foul weather gear. If you're in the market of foul weather gear, you need to go check out Firefly's foul weather gear, and I guarantee you can get the base layer, the bibs, and the jacket all together cheaper than what you can buy a good AFCO jacket. So, and that's not with getting any bibs from AFCO, and that's not me trying to bash AFCO, but the price on it is legit, and it's going to be cheaper, and I really enjoy it. Great foul weather gear. That the base layer, if it's not below 30 degrees, I cannot wear it because I will burn up. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. We will see you. Hold on, I got to see. Oh, next week we got the traveling fisherman coming on again. He has went from Alaska to Missouri, and so he's been fishing the Lake of the Ozarks and around in Missouri. And so we're going to have him on chit-chatting with him. So it's going to be another great episode. But with that being said, if we do not catch you next week, we all wish that you would have a happy Thanksgiving, safe travels to wherever you are going. And make sure you go check out some of these Black Friday deals that we have going on. And save some money because we know you're going to go out there and spend some money. If you're going to go out and spend money on some kids and the wife or the husband, you might as well get them some fishing stuff. So get them at a good price, and make sure you also use Team Mues 15 for Malone's trailers. I got the trailers. So do what?
20% off until December 1st.
Yep. So,
Or hey, if anybody wants to buy Pappy some Christmas gifts, I mean, I'm not going to.
That's the way.
That's the only way he's getting one. That's all I'm going to say. So,
You're getting cold. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wouldn't be the first time. So, so
you're going to get some non-present guys.
Oh man. That's funny.
But yeah, we will holler at y'all here later on, and
glad we could fill in, Paula. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. So guys, have a good one.
Peace out.